What's up, gamers? I'm your host, Cobra. Today on the Freeroll, how to get started in Axie Infinity for under 1 Ethereum. So let's talk about the first strategy for breeding, which is one that I call depreciation-based breeding. Now this is where you sit down and analyze the market first and find the most efficient entry and exit points in terms of purchasing and selling a breeding parent. For example, when I first started, it was expensive to buy virgins, but they depreciated quite a lot after 2 breeds. It was efficient to purchase a parent with 2 breeds already, breed them 2 more times, and then sell them with 4 breeds completed. That meant that they were likely no longer going to be used for breeding, but rather just for playing. There was very little loss in price when you go from 2 breeds to 4 breeds, because those are the more expensive breeding sessions out there. So there's a little bit less value in that Axie at that point compared to the virgins. Now that won't always be the case. So this will not always be the most effective strategy. In fact, today we're going to recommend that you do virgins to start out with, but we'll talk about what that looks like next. Here is an example in the calculator that I have pre-populated. The parents have 2 breeds. We're purchasing them for 0.1. We're then reselling them after 2 breeds for 0.09. We have no SOP or AXS. We're breeding twice. And in this example, I am selling a very good offspring for 0.2. That essentially covers the entire cost. As you see, the profit left over is essentially nothing because we are not selling this child. We're going to keep that to play with ourselves or to start our breeding farm. If your results are not as good, or if you prefer to keep the better of the 2 and you're selling it for something like 0.15, you have a loss here, but this essentially represents a heavily discounted virgin. So in this case, you're not going to find a virgin Axie of any type of purity for 0.04 in the market. So if you have bred that, you've saved money. All right, let's take a look at strategy number 2. Strategy number 2 is when you start out with virgin parents. This allows you to capture a lower breeding cost because you're taking advantage of the low cost first and second breeds, and allows you to get 4 or even 5 eggs from 2 parents. Now, it makes a lot of sense to go this route when the market prices are low enough that there's not major depreciation from using up all of those breeds. That's actually the case today. So we have pivoted from strategy 1 to strategy 2 because the marketplace changed. But here we have another example. In this case, both parents are virgins. We're purchasing them at the low price of 0.13 Ethereum each, and we're still going to sell them after 4 breeds total for 0.09. Here again, 0 AXS, 0 SLP. This time we have 4 breeds. And in this example here, we are keeping the best result for ourselves, selling off the other 3. And you can see we have a small profit when we do so, plus we are keeping an Axie for essentially free. If we were to plug in a sales price for that, you can see that this total venture would net us almost a quarter of Ethereum. If you wanted to keep 2 of them yourself, you'd be getting 2 virgins at the cost of about 0.12, which is, again, the cost of about 1 decent parent today. All right, let's take a look at strategy number 3. Strategy number 3 is actually the end result that we are working towards. It is just not typically going to be possible to do for under 1 Ethereum. It's still important to understand, and not everybody is going to be dealing with a strict 1 Ethereum budget, so if you have a little bit more, feel free to jump straight to this strategy. Essentially, you purchase 3 virgin parents. Parent A and parent B breed twice, producing these 2 offspring. Offspring A and parent C then breed twice more, producing 2 more virgins. And this set of 3 is unrelated enough that they are able to repeat this exact pattern for your next cycle. If we do this twice with the original set of 3, we end up with 8 offspring. 2 of them will have bred twice. You could potentially have one of them do all 4 of those breeds. That will cost a little bit more, but you end up with another virgin to sell off. And depending on what the market looks like, you may or may not want to go that route. But either way, we have 5 sellable Axies down here. You will of course also sell off the parents once you are done using them, and you are now keeping 3 virgins to start this process over with. Here you can see the kind of the cash flow as you go, and in this example it's actually a total of 10 days, but we're generating 0.36 Ethereum in profits.